Oh, it's okay?
Yep. Wherever you want.
If it goes to secret.
Topic ko.
Everybody, Gov Chavit, please. Say hello.
Manny, it's been a couple years since you've been here. How does it feel to be back in Vegas?
I know I'm excited to be back here and really thankful that it's been 2 years before I get back here, so now I'm happy to be back here to fight again.
When you were doing your workout last week, I talked to Freddie about what the schedule would be for your training in the week of the fight. He hadn't figured that out yet. Your last fight, you said you trained once the week leading up. Are you going to do something similar for this?
Oh yeah, we totally adjust. Really losing no more training, heavy training or any serious. It's just warm up thing that we did for this week.
Are you done sparring? No
Yeah.
more sparring?
Supposedly, usually before when we train, we sparred at Monday and Saturday fight. But this time we sparred Saturday and then that's last spar.
Manny, you've looked like real happy for this fight. I mean, not that you looked unhappy in the past, but it just seems like you're happier than ever before going into this fight. Is that the case?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to be back here, especially. I feel like this is my first time here at the fight in Vegas. This is my first fight at the age of 40, so I'm excited for that.
Is there a reason for that renewed happiness?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to show at age of 40 I can still give my best.
What do you think of Adrien Broner? They've talked about you fighting him maybe in the past. You said you wanted to fight him, but what do you think of him as a fighter?
Oh, he's a good boxer. He's fast. He moves fast. He's a good boxer. And he's a former champion. So he's a kind of fighter that you cannot underestimate or take him lightly.
Does his trash talk give you extra motivation?
I don't mind his trash talk. I'm professional dealing with each other or inside and outside the ring.
But it was funny when you told him that you promote him.
Manny, who was another fighter that you can remember who was trash talking you before the fight?
I can't remember because there's a lot of them. I can't remember because I don't mind those trash talk. I'm not bothered with that. You know what I'm talking about? I don't mind them.
Just in general, do you think that's bad for the sport? Talking trash? Do you prefer for fighters to be more professional?
Well, that's reality of this sports. Different kind of attitude, you will encounter. So we have to understand that.
Yeah.
We're not all the same.
Right.
right.
Manny, you fought some of the best fighters in the world, future Hall of Famers, current Hall of Famers. Where does Adrien Broner rank amongst the guys that you fought in your career?
Adrien Broner is he's also a good fighter. Like I said, he's a former champion and he's a good boxer. I mean, he's 1 out of 10. For me, it's number 8, number 7, 8, like that.
A lot of people say if you beat Adrien Broner, then Floyd Mayweather will probably be next. Do you think about that, or is it hard to just concentrate?
It's hard to think about the next fight because my plan, at age of 40, my plan is one at a time. It's easy to talk about the next fight, but at my age, you should plan one at a time. So I can say let's hang that question until
After the fight?
until the night of the fight. After the fight.
You also said after the Matisse fight, it was really fun to get a knockout again. It had been so long. Does that motivate you more to want to knock out Adrien Broner?
Oh yeah, you can become addicted.
What does that feel like though when you see the guy go down and you know he's not going to get up? When you just know that you hit him with a flush shot.
I know he will not fight again because I hit him solid, solid pants, and that's what we did in training. Focus on give the solid punches.
Do you think other fighters underestimate your power when they get in the ring with you?
Oh yeah, because the thing is when you see my style in TV and fighting like that, it's kind of I don't have power, but when you get into the ring to try it, there's a power.
Yeah.
What do you visualize happening in the fight? Like, what do you see when you play the fight in your head?
This fight. I have that in my mind, but I won't.
Because a lot of people are saying that after that knockout, like the old Manny Pacquiao, the one we saw against Ricky Hatton and Miguel Cotto, that was just knocking guys out, that you're back like a mean streak when you're in the ring. Do you feel that way, like you're more aggressive in the ring now, or do you?
Oh yeah.
Did something change, or you just want to knock out more now?
Every day training we focus on throwing knockout punch, knockout combination.
You know, a lot of people when they talk about your best assets, they talk about your footwork, your angles, and stuff like that. What do you personally think is the best thing you do in the ring?
I think the coordination, footwork, and throwing solid punches.
Manny, you said a big part of signing with the PBC was an agreement to promote your fighters. You have a stable of like 50 fighters. You have a lot of guys on this card. What exactly are some of the details of that? Like, is it only when you fight that these guys are going to fight on these cards, or how does that work?
No, they can fight without my outside my card. They can fight here in America. So I'm so thankful with the PBC and also to Al for giving this opportunity, especially to my fighters who are really eager to fight here in America. I have more or less 50 fighters, and they're good fighters. So you can see that my fighters will fight my undercard. So.
Man, every
when
time
you
you see Adrien Broner, you smile at him, you laugh at him. What is it that makes you smile and laugh whenever you look at him?
It's a funny guy.
Is he the right guy to have an all-action fight? Because you always talk about, putting on a show for the fans. And is Adrian's style the perfect style for you guys to have some fireworks on Saturday night?
I think so. It's, boxing is more entertainment, and you have to entertain people, and then work hard. We know that what the people want during that night, so we'll do our best.
You always talk about wanting to go toe to toe. You think Adrien will go toe to toe with you? He doesn't really do a lot of moving usually in his fights.
I don't think so.
You think he'll be moving around?
Oh, yeah. He will counter me.
10
I'm sure.
Manny, 10 years ago, you were one of the most recognizable figures in all of sports. Coming off the De La Hoya, Hatton, Miguel Cotto stretch of your career. Where do you see yourself kind of in the mix as far as recognizable athletes 10 years later? Do you still feel like you have the same buzz? You feel like people are going to travel for this fight in the same way they did?
Well, I want to leave a legacy in boxing until I'm going to retire. That I'm still in the top. What I'm talking about. I want to, still a winner until my retirement.
Manny, on the All Access, I'm not sure if you saw it, but his trainer, Kevin Cunningham, said, and this is him saying this, we're going to send his 40-year-old ass back to the Senate. Did you hear him say that? What do you make of him saying that?
We'll send a...
He said, we're going to send his 40-year-old ass back to the Senate.
Send you back to the Senate.
I think he means he's retiring you from boxing.
What do you make of it?
Not yet.
Do you think, though, that they think that you're just an old fighter that they're going to beat? Do you think that they think that?
They think that I'm old. I mean, they say that because they think I'm old, but they're wrong. I mean, the way I work hard, my sparring mates is they're 29, 25 years old. So
After the Jeff Horn fight, did you ever seriously consider retiring at that point? And what, if so, what made you decide?
no, after Jeff Horn fight, I was challenged. You know, I was challenged because some people say that, oh, this Manny Pacquiao is not no more, it's old like that, and then I'm so disappointed and challenged about myself. And, yeah, I'm not old, and I can do more. I can still do the same before what I did before, and then let's say we'll see. And then I work hard, developing my power, and of course God gave me these blessings, good health, strength, and that's what happened in my last fight.
How will you know when it's time to retire? Like, is there a specific goal you're shooting for, or like, because I know your wife is saying that she's hoping one more fight and then you're done.
Here's the things. Okay, while I'm training, preparing for the fight,
Can we keep it down, please? Thank you.
I am enjoying doing that every day. I'm not tired. In fact, we did the same thing. My coaches, my staff, the trainers, they're trying to stop me because I want to push myself. And they told me that, they advised me that every day, no, don't burn yourself. You know, it's too much. You get overtrained. That's enough. You know, I want more. Really. Always negotiation. And I'm still happy doing that every day. I don't get tired, and also not only that, my busy because I'm not lazy. I work hard, but of course I'm balancing my body of the response of my body, my physical body. So what we did is we did a heavy work, and then but the thing is different before. Because before we push this whole day training, we push work hard running, and then heavy training at the afternoon, and then at overnight you can recover right away, and tomorrow again push again. But this time when you push yourself, when I push myself at one day heavy training, and then I will see my body to if I will recover overnight or not. If not, if my body is still tired and feel tired, I let my body rest, and then take
Was it
time.
hard for you to change and start doing that because you always push hard every day? Who convinced you to start resting, and was it your idea or your trainers that you start listening to your body?
Trainers, but also I'm of course I'm studying the reaction of my body, not only in my mind that I want to push, even my body don't respond. I have to balance it. I have to, you know, being a talented person. I mean, give us a brain to see our bodies if we can manage or not. I mean, I have to balance my body, if my body will respond or not. That's the good thing.
Can you tell the difference though, being older? Like, I mean, I'm 45 and I can tell, my back hurts a little bit, my knees hurt. Like, can you feel the difference physically, or do you really still feel like you were when you were 20?
I don't feel like that. I mean, I'm okay. I feel nothing. That's why I'm so thankful to God for giving this strength, this good health, because they said when you reach at age 40, you can feel back pain and like that, and dizziness like that. But I don't feel that. I mean, you know, God is good. I don't feel that. I'm so excited, and even without boxing match, without a scheduled fight, I'm eager to work hard. Not in boxing, but I play basketball almost every day, 4 hours every day.
Man, his shoulder's okay and everything. There's no problems.
Yes, shoulder's okay.
In the past, when you were tired and you would train very hard all day, multiple times, you would go run and then train hard, and then you were tired. The next day you would just do it again anyway because you felt like you had to, like you didn't give yourself time to rest in the past, right?
In the past, yeah.
How much do you feel that hurt you in the past? Maybe you overtrained sometimes.
You know, I think I experienced that before. I think I experienced it 4 times in my fight, and then I want to move, but I don't get tired. But my mind is want to move, but my body is slow reaction because I don't know that I'm overtrained.
Do you remember which fights?
It's really let me think. More than 4 fights, I experienced that feeling. Yeah.
And after all the titles you've won, money you've made, what motivates you to keep boxing now when you don't really need
Like
to?
I said, that's the evidence of being passionate of this sport. You know what I'm talking about? That's the evidence of being passionate of this sport. That's the real passion. Of course, I am a senator of the Republic of the Philippines. If you and me, if you think I don't need to box, I mean, I have to focus on as a senator of the Republic of the Philippines. But I want to box. I want to continue because boxing is my passion. But being public service is my mission. So it's different way. That's why I'm still here, and I'm happy giving honor to my country and of course entertain people.
Because you are so passionate, though, is there a concern that you might stay around too long for one too many fights?
All that is have that in my mind. Stay so long or burning yourself in this sport. I'm thinking about that. I've been thinking about that. When you're gonna stop until you feel something in your body? No, I mean, but right now I'm good. I can still fight.
So what's the best case scenario if obviously I know you're not looking past Broner and you've got this fight coming up, but assuming you win, how do you see your career ending? I mean, if you did get the Floyd fight, would you retire after that? Or
no, not yet.
Wow.
I want to have a fight. My dream is I want to have a fight. My last fight held in my country. See.
How
Good way to go out.
Everybody, is there a stadium big enough to hold that
We
fight?
have a stadium, Philippine arena. Philippine arena is will accommodate how many? 60,000.
What would you like for the opponent to be there in the Philippines?
I don't care.
Manny, you talked about there are times where your team would try and slow you down and you would go anyways. Freddie mentioned he would say you don't need to run your sparring today, and you're like, my opponent is probably running. Shouldn't I be running? Do you feel like you have to keep up with these guys that are 10 years younger than you that are coming for your spot at the top?
I'm thinking, or
Yeah, do you feel like you have to keep up with these younger guys that are trying to get to where you're at, where you've been?
that's what I did in training. Trying to keep up the young boxer. My running mate is young, like 27 years old, 26 years old. So I'm keeping up with them, training, work hard like that. I'm inspired with them. I'm not 40 years old. I can still do the same what they did.
But the guys in the PBC, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, all these guys are about 30, right around that age. They're 10 years younger than you. They're hungry to get the level of success that you've had. How do you keep at, training at the level that these guys are training at to try and get to your spot?
Oh yeah, training is not a problem. We did what we did in the past. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, training. We did this training camp. We still did the same training routine, but like I said, we give the body time to recover.
Manny, when you're 20, you think 40 is old, and you think, I'm not going to fight that long. When you were 25, did you think you'd be fighting at 40, or when did you think you would end when you were young?
I will tell you this. When I was 20, when I was 25 years old, I'm really not thinking that myself, I'm still fighting at the age of 40. But I'm not thinking also that at age of 40, it's just old for me. Because it depends how you discipline yourself. That's a matter how you discipline yourself, how you become. If a person or an athlete, if you're not lazy or if you discipline yourself, managing your body, I think even at the age of 40 you can still fight.
21 years ago, you won.
But
your
the thing
first-
is, the problem is, especially when you become a champion, you reach your dream of become a champion at the age of 29, 28, 30. You know, later years at your age, like at the age of 35, you become lazy. You know, I get that all. I'm already a champion, and then I experienced that. So I think I take it easy right now. So that's some of athletes.
Do you think Broner's a disciplined fighter?
I cannot, I cannot give a comment for himself and other people. Just to myself only.
21 years ago, Manny, 21 years ago, you won your first world title as a flyweight. What do you remember about that night? And did you ever expect that you'd be fighting 147 pounders, 154 pounders?
No, I never imagined. I never imagined that I can fight at 154 pounds against Margarito. When I started in boxing, I will tell you this. I was 16 years old, and I'm applying a license for a professional boxing, but they told me, where is your birth certificate? You cannot turn professional until you are 18 years old. See, 18 years old. And I said, I was 16 years old, and I said, I'm 18 years old, mom. I'm 18 years old. And then I just turning 18 years old December 17, and my fight is January 25, 1995.
Wow.
And then I just turning 18 years old. That's to him, and then, oh, where's your birth certificate? And that time we don't have airmail or email. We don't have phone. So, oh, mom, can we just to follow the birth certificate, because I will get my birth certificate in Mindanao, which is far away in the province. So that's the story. And then, but my fight, mom, is just this month, January 25. So I need to get the license, but the birth certificate will follow. And then they give me a license. Okay, good. But I have a problem when weigh-in.
Wow.
Weigh-in before the fight. The minimum weight is 105, right?
Yeah.
105 at the professional. But my weight is 98 pounds.
98?
Wow.
98 pounds.
Wow.
For your pro debut?
98 pounds. So
Wow.
I have a problem because minimum weight is 105 pounds. And then my weight is 98 pounds.
What weight was the fight supposed to be at? 105?
105.
And you're 7 pounds under?
I'm 98 pounds. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, I will put a heavy metal in my brief.
Did you?
Did you make weight?
Yeah. Of course, I will make weight. 4 or 5 pounds.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot. Did you ever show them your birth certificate? Did they ever ask you?
No, when I fought, after the fight,
Are you really 38?
after the fight, the game amusement board, the commission, they forgot. Because they saw how I fight. Oh, they like me. They like, you're good, Paul. You're a good fighter. Thank you, mom. Thank you. And then they forgot my birth certificate. Yes.
Until today.
Now they're looking for it.
They forgot my birth certificate. So that's why I turned professional at 16. At age of 17, I become Asian champion. And at age of 18, I become world champion. Age of 18.
Wow.
So that fight in Thailand.
What do you remember about winning that first title when you were 18 years old?
I was underdog. Nobody cheered for me because they think that I am a kind of opponent that should fight for the champion of Thailand. But I knock him out.
Well.
At the 8th round.
Marcos Maidana made a video. He's thinking to leave retirement, and he calling you out in a video. Did you see it?
I didn't see that.
What do you think about that?
I didn't see that. What he says.
He's calling you out. He's thinking to leave retirement and said, Manny, I want to fight you.
He thinks so?
Get in line.
198.
Weight, he's very high weight.
It's just heavy, everything. Huh?
He said he wants to fight Floyd again. He wants to fight Manny.
Still
he
can
wants
make
to fight Khan.
147.
He said he could, he trains already.
You know, I have no problem. I can fight anybody on 147. I tried to 154, but you know, when I beat Margarito, and then the WBC asked me, "Are you going to defend your junior middleweight title?" No, give it to them. Never mind. Never mind. that's too much for me.
Right.
What did it feel to be hit by? What did it feel to be hit by a 154 pounder? And do you feel like that makes it so fighting these welterweights doesn't feel as
It's
as much?
different. It's different. You know, amazing. I survived that fight. I mean,
He was a lot
heavy.
heavier too after the weigh-ins.
The night of the fight, I was 48 pounds, and Margarito 165 pounds.
That's crazy.
What did it feel like when he obviously?
That's why when the WBC, the commission asked me, "Are you going to defend your title?" No, never mind. Give it to them. I'm going back to 147.
What did it feel? You won the fight convincingly, obviously. But what did it feel like to get hit by a guy that was that heavy and that much bigger than you?
Man, I can, you know, I can carry the punches, but the thing is, after the fight, you can feel something, you know. It's too much.
It took longer to
Yeah,
recover.
Yeah.
Like even your arms and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
because 147 is that's higher for me. My natural weight is 140.
The Freddie always talks about that, how he wants to see you fight at 140. Have you ever really thought about doing that? Or
If there's a lot of fighters good in 140, then
yeah,
and go back to 140.
Yeah.
because it's you could make the weight without really even trying, couldn't you? At 140.
I only have one fight in 140. That's Ricky Hatton.
Yeah,
You won the lineal title.
Only one. Only one.
only one Ricky.
And
Hatton.
I'm lucky that.
Manny, do you think fighters today are different than when you were coming up? Like, do they have it easier? Is it just as tough?
There's some, but you know, boxing is still the same, and how you prepare. If you work hard, then the fight will easy. If you don't work hard, then you will suffer in the ring. That's the principle of boxing.
Do you feel like guys are more risk adverse these days? They kind of take the easier fights. I mean, you came to America as a late substitute to fight Ledwaba on short notice.
You remember that?
Do you feel like that's something these guys aren't really willing to do at this level these days?
Some of those, but not all of them. I mean, not all boxers. But for me, if I'm thinking about boxing, it's about how you prepare for the fight. Because for me, I don't consider myself as the best boxer or the best style in boxing, you know, in this sport. But I work hard. I punish myself during training. Like, if my fight is 12 rounds, I ask my coaches, I did every day like 28, 30 rounds or 33 rounds. Sometimes 30, before when I was young, 36 rounds every day. And fighting for 12 rounds. So the Barrera fight, the Barrera one, look at, I threw a lot of punches from first round to 11th round. I didn't feel tired. The same speed, the same combination, the same throwing punches, more punches throwing at the later rounds. Because on that fight, I work every day 36 rounds. And the fight is 12 rounds, so it's easy.
Do you think that's why you're still fighting and some of these guys that you fought, Miguel Cotto, Eric Morales, all these guys are retired and maybe didn't fight till 40, that you just worked harder than some of these guys?
It's hard to compare myself to anybody. I mean, I don't know what their feeling is. If they feel something in their body, that's what we don't know. Like I said, even me, if I feel something, even a small something that I feel in my body, then I will not continue fighting. Really, like,
Did you see his fight? Did you watch his fight against Jesse Vargas? Did you watch the whole fight?
the
Adrien
Broner's
Broner's
fight?
fight against Vargas?
no.
You didn't see it?
Do you watch much footage of your opponent, or do you leave that to your team to study?
It's him. Because if I watch, I don't want to get confidence.
Manny, I know you're not. I know you're not thinking about. I know you're not thinking about Mayweather next. But when you did pick Broner for your next opponent, did you look at his style and get kind of reminded of Floyd and say, yeah, let me get this guy?
Also, you ask me when you pick Broner is something.
Well, yeah. I mean, did it just kind of remind you a little bit of Floyd and make you say, you know what, let me try and get a little bit of get back from that last fight, just in case I don't get Floyd again.
Okay, good question.
Yeah, because I assume, you know, if that is a fight that you do want, then it might burn a little bit for you not to get that fight if it never happens.
It just happened. I think it just happened that Broner is a similar style of Floyd Mayweather.
Just coincidence.
Coincidence.
I got you.
Manny, what did you think of
That's why I
Floyd?
love you guys.
What did you think of Floyd being at the basketball game on Filipino Heritage Night when you were there? Do you think he did that on purpose?
I don't have an idea. I don't know. Don't have an idea. But I just invited to the Filipino Heritage Night to watch the Clippers game, and when I get there, sitting in the front, and somebody told me, "Didn't you know that Floyd is here?" Floyd, yeah, he's watching the game. Really? Yeah. Where is it? Over there. And then when I'm throwing a T-shirt to the crowd, I saw him and just say hello.
Was it good to see him? Like, do you feel like a special bond? I mean, after so many years of wanting the fight and it not happening, and then it finally happened. Like, do you feel a connection with Floyd now?
No, just when I say just say hello.
Senator, we just got confirmation from the LRB that Floyd will be ringside for this fight. Does this mean you will be extra motivated to put on a show?
Oh, I didn't know that he will.
It's just coincidence.
It's just a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence.
But I mean, the basketball game, Floyd had to come to LA to be there. You know, he lives here in Vegas. I mean, he's in LA all the time. But to Filipino Heritage Night, and knowing that you're obviously going to be there, what did he say to you? What did you guys say to each other?
I really don't know because I don't know that he was there and on that night when I was invited at the Clippers game. Just like you said, coincidence.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a Filipino.
Maybe he just loves the Filipinos.
Maybe he just love Filipino.
Manny, your oldest son, I've seen him, he's starting to box now. What do you think about that?
I know, I feel sad.
You don't want him to?
I don't want him to box, but he really like boxing. Almost every day, all the time, I can catch him in his room watching my fights. All my fights, he downloaded it to his cell phone.
Wow.
How old is he?
He's 18.
That takes a lot of space.
Turning 18 next month. So he was here last month. He bought the gloves, he bought the mouthpiece, because he want to fight on February.
How long has he been fighting?
Hide his birth certificate.
How long has he been training? Did he just start, or has he been training for a while, your son?
He's trained for a while, but I don't know who trained him.
What's his favorite fight of yours?
I saw him watching Cotto fight, De La Hoya fight, Margarito fight, Hatton fight. He has that Morales fight. That's what I saw from him.
What's your favorite fight to watch that gets you motivated?
My fights?
Yeah.
I think the Barrero one fight.
Maybe have you tried to discourage your son from boxing? Have you tried to tell him, listen, let's do something else?
I always discourage them in boxing. In my house, in my house, they cannot see equipment of boxing or gloves, anything. But in my house, I have a big covered court in B size basketball.
Wow.
He said he wants to fight in February.
Yeah.
First pro fight.
No, amateur. Amateur.
Where exactly did he say?
I don't know, but I don't know if his mom.
Let him.
Have you seen him? What did you think about his skills? Does he look good?
My son. Yeah, he's strong. He has a strong straight.
Genetics.
Southpaw too? Left-handed?
Right-handed.
Oh, right-handed.
The other one is southpaw. But right-handed is strong and.
Manny, I've always wanted to ask you this. In that first Morales fight, when he turned southpaw against you in the 12th round, what were you thinking when he did that?
Oh, I'm thinking that if he did that in earlier round, I might.
But you blasted him with a left hand in that 12th round, and he didn't turn back orthodox. He stayed southpaw.
Because on that fight, I cannot see I cannot see the punches because my eyes is full of blood. So it's hardly seeing him.
Were you surprised he did that against you and stayed southpaw after you hit him with that left hand?
Yes,
You crushed him with the left hand.
Manny, your last training session in LA, I saw you kept looking at a quote that said, "Why waltz with a guy for 10 rounds? You can knock him out in one." Is that the mentality?
Yeah, why not? Just kidding. Why not? And,
Guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. We'll be
all
at
right,
the press
thank you.
conference
Thank you
tomorrow.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
I miss you. Been a long time. 2 years, huh? 2 years.
Yeah, see you.
Guys, thank you guys.
Thank you, Jesse Borges.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you guys. I miss you guys.
Fred, is Freddie?
Long conversation because
He left.
it's been 2 years, right?
Right?
Coincidence.